Welcome to the Crimson Engine. My name is 𝙁𝙄𝙇𝙈. This is another update or installment on the feature film side of things. We're talking about Devil's Fortune. We are talking about tone, budget, and really the constraints of creativity when it comes to making feature films, because there are a lot of different factors that go into making a film, but also making a film that has a good chance to make money. So you can do poorly even with all the right elements, but you really have to set yourself up to success. A big element of that is genre and the subgenres within the main genres. So you have an action movie, you have thrillers, you have horrors, you have comedies, romantic comedies, chick flicks, all the sub types of film that have inbuilt audiences. Some people really love horror movies. Some people really love action movies. They'll go and see a bad action or a bad horror movie. Even if the elements don't seem to quite work, it's just entertainment for them. There are millions of people on Friday and Saturday nights that just want to go see a film. They'll just go see it if it's the right genre for them. Horror movies are probably the most bulletproof genre. As long as you have something that delivers on its subgenre, right? Like if you have a creature movie, there has to be a cool creature. If you have a haunting movie, the ghost has to be scary. If you have a slasher film, there has to be a lot of slashing. As long as you deliver on the elements of that subgenre, you'll do pretty well. Even if the acting is terrible, there's no cast members, the sound is bad, the cinematography is terrible. Horror is one of those things, and it's why it has launched a lot of directors' careers, because you can make money while you learn in horror. I personally don't really like horror. I can't think of the last horror movie I watched, but I really like thrillers. Thrillers are another genre with an inbuilt audience, but they have to be sufficiently thrilling. They're not as bulletproof as horror, but they have to be. The trailer has to sell the fact that there'll be suspense, that there'll be that Hitchcock-like elements of will they, won't they, can they get away, will they be chased, who's chasing them. There has to be all that mystery. There has to be the promise of a puzzle for the audience to solve in a heightened state. If you do that well in a trailer, if you have some compelling elements, people are a lot more forgiving of maybe they don't know the cast as well. Maybe you don't have a big actor. Maybe you don't have big set pieces of action or adventure or explosions. You don't need all those things if you're doing a horror or a thriller film done right. Moving on to action, which is the most expensive genre to make, you probably do need one or two names or subnames to make it a successful action movie. The plot is less critical, but you are going to need set pieces. You are going to need the train chase, the car chase, the volcano explosion. You're going to need that sequence and several of those sequences in a trailer to make people want to go and see it. It's also a big letdown if you go and see an action movie where the action is badly staged, or you can't see it because they use Jason Bourne shaky kind of cameras, or it looks CGI and non-realistic. There doesn't seem to be any danger or threat to the main characters. All of these things will make an action film fall over, and that's why action is so expensive, because it takes longer to shoot. You need to build sets, you need to blow things up, you need to look like you're putting people in real danger while not putting them in danger, obviously, for legal reasons. And generally, it's difficult, but not impossible. But if you have those elements and you spend that money, you will more often than not have a successful film. Which brings us to probably the riskiest and most expensive non-genre, which is drama, which is straight drama. People living out their lives with everyday situations and talking about the drama inherent in that. These are the kind of movies that win Oscars. These are the kind of movies that get a lot of attention. These are the kind of films that are totally dependent on not just one cast member, but an ensemble of big names. You at least need two name leads. You're going to be paying millions of dollars for those people if you want to have a good chance of making this successful. If you're starting out as a filmmaker, my advice would be to stay away from drama, stay away from just straight this happened and this is how it affected people kind of movies, because unless it appeals to a particular event that may tap into an audience who are interested in that, it will be very difficult to get people interested in seeing that film, because you're not leading with zombies or vampires, or there's nothing funny in the trailer, there's nothing, no explosions. You don't have anything for a potential audience to hook onto and say, oh, I like that kind of film, it looks like this other kind of film. Which brings us to Devil's Fortune. Devil's Fortune is a thriller with some horror and espionage elements. So essentially we have the spy thriller genre with some, kind of horrific elements in there. And there's also a little bit of action. There's a car chase, there's a foot chase, there's a fight scene, there's a gunfight. So between those elements, I feel like Devil's Fortune has a good chance to create a compelling, interesting trailer. And that's why I, have written the script in a way that I've written it, and I'm shooting the script in the way that I'm shooting it, because I feel as though staying very firmly in the thriller genre as the film, but adding those elements, like there's a severed head involved, there's a gunfight involved, there's billions of dollars involved. Adding those different elements to a trailer, because they're organically part of the plot, broadens the reach of the film and gives us the best chance to not cash in, but sort of monetize the film and make it a success. That's a little intro to genre and my thoughts about it, why we're making a spy thriller, and how we hope to kind of move forward and make this the best movie that we can. Love to hear everyone's questions or thoughts on this. Leave them in the comments. You can check the links in the description for the stuff that I'm shooting this with, and I will see you next time.